At least they had something to watch the whole time. Ashburger goes wide in that mid lane. 3-1 Aatrox in that top lane with the Eclipse. We have an item there for Udyr as well. 2-1 in that jungle. And then 4-2 on the Mel in the mid lane for Obsidian with an 0-2 bot lane. As the Mel is getting completely swallowed up there by the Skarner ulti. Jay's on the top lane trying to help out their team carriers. They're to back them up as well. Rich is in a bad situation. Orhammer goes down. Gonna find 2 members. Rich is gonna lock up trucks on that Nami. Nami are going down trying to get some peel off, but just enough to get some spacing out. Fifth is now running for life on the Ornn. And that's 2 AP 80 carries going crazy right now, taking out Fifth pretty easily. Slow Mason, what were you gonna say earlier?
I was gonna say, like, on that bot play where Jinx could died, I really wish she would have taken cleanse, because, like, granted you have Taric, but by the time you get hit by the Jinx ult or the Ashe ult, you just don't have anything to protect yourself. Having cleanse versus Ashe is pretty good. It's such value this game too.
Yeah, and also this Udyr has been a menace on this Rift from what we've seen. He's just everywhere, slowing people, getting them low, and his team just comes in, follows up very nicely. I mean, when you pair Ashe with Udyr, it's kind of hard to get away. Zai, your voice is not being captured. Zai said some really important, cool things. Just want you guys to know.
And with the second dragon going down, I wonder what they're gonna try to focus on to try to keep this lead going. They're already at almost a 5k gold lead. Essentially, all they gotta do is just not give over 3 shutdowns and just keep it pushing.
I just tested my mic real quick. Test.
Yep, good.
Alright, thanks.
I had to relink the stream too because I think we lost like 4 or 5 people. Anybody out there, if we have any more issues, please let us know as we continue to improve here at twitch.tv/MZRY Esports. We are not a perfect company. We are working on it. Please send all email complaints to either JC or Panda, and please leave Heat out of it. It was all Z's idea and all Z's fault.
I'm pretty sure you wanted the do pro. That's your fault, buddy. I would have had time to set up.
Dude, my computer literally died as soon as I opened up Spectator on League. My audio went away, my visual went away, so League took my graphics card, put it in chokehold.
Looks like Jesus often go with one of the older Udyr builds. Not going with Unending Despair second. Which, honestly, I really like the speed build.
Didn't they nerf Unending Despair like last patch, I think? Like a pretty significant amount.
Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
It still feels good, though.
I like the double Leander's build coming out of the Obsidian team, though. Everybody is so tanky and heals up and is healthy on that side of FOOLZRY, so it's going to help out a lot. Sprite looks like they might be caught out here. JC laying down the traps to try and get some spacing on to their support. Asher going to go down to the JC. Here comes the Taric ulti. Flash word from JC trying to get back into safety. W going down, and there's just so much tankiness on that Jesus with Jay's on. TP from Foolish in that mid lane, though, on the Silas, who actually has some damage to get down onto that Obsidian team, but it's just not enough at this point in the game, as they are down so much gold, so much items, so many CC abilities. Everything is going wrong right now for FOOLZRY in this mid lane.
I mean, they walked straight into a fed Aatrox. They kind of did it to themselves.
It's going to be a mid lane tower there for Obsidian as they collect all of the extra gold pieces that they needed after that huge mid lane fight. That's 2 members down from FOOLZRY. Fifth and Sprite trying to hang on to their outer mid lane tower. And that's an open inhib for Obsidian at 20 minutes. They, like we said earlier in that drafting, are going to just choke you out and then attack at any given moment there. They didn't care if they had to dive that mid lane tower. They were ready to go for whatever they needed there. Obsidian has a 7k gold lead, and they are going to keep playing like they have nothing in front of them that could stop them. So we'll see how this one ends. I'm guessing like the next 4 or 5 minutes are it's going to be a winner. If not, FOOLZRY should be able to scale up and get some items going around that 30-35 minute mark. Maybe try and fight at that point.
They're just playing a game of fire truck. Just say red light whenever you want them to stop.
I don't think there's any safe words in this game, man. Obsidian's not going to let you say uncle.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm pretty sure
fire trucks don't stop for red lights,
Yeah,
homie.
say, bro, they don't stop.
Emergency vehicles do not stop for red lights, my friends.
We're gonna see JC getting boxed by a wolf here.
I mean, it's quite impressive to see 4 tanks on the side of blue side, and Jinx still managed to catch every single Ashar.
Yeah.
It's
Quite unfortunate.
Life of ADC, I guess, huh?
So either Carrie is just like American Sniper incarnate, or JC is just like trying to get shot.
I think Ornn was moving and went right through the legs.
Just need to start playing a game of Get Down, Mr. President.
I like this, how they're not going to go straight for the Atacon. Atacon really is a bait if you don't have the perfect conditions for it. Because if you're not as tanky as blue side here, you're going to get shredded down by Atacon. And then all it takes is them to come flip it. You don't want to coin flip that. You might as well just press your lead everywhere else around the map, make them rotate, and then you can set up your own conditions. Like, somebody's going to die right here.
Yeah, Tarek's kind of looks
And
like
we'll
he's gonna
be
face
before-
check 5 people. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I mean,
Looks
he
like-
got out of it.
I mean, it looks like they'll
Coward.
just take chunking him out and just get the dragon for free.
Yeah.
JJ here to check his own death bush on the other side of the map there. Namiar going down to save him. Ornhammer goes down to counteract that, but that's a lot of ults being there for nothing really happening at the end of it. But that's a lot of cooldowns for this dragon fight. This should be a free Mountain Drake for the side of Obsidian. That'll be 3 dragons to 1. And I mean, Mountain Soul, scale of 1 to 10, I mean, that's probably like a 7 for their soul that they want to stack up, so.
Brooks didn't even flinch on that ult.
Take with him a
Oh,
little
they're
bit.
going for the Tarek. And it looks like it's going to be a dead sprite. Now they might take Otacon, because Ornn has no R. Probably going to be a free
They make
Otacon.
our car. Yeah.
All right, so somebody run me through Otacon again. It's just GA and gold, right?
So
So-
Otacon has 2 different forms, okay? There's Voracious and Ruinous. If you get Voracious, you get a GA, and which just essentially, if you die, the enemy team gets 200 gold, doesn't give them a shutdown, and you just go back to base. Now, if you get the other one, it increases all epic monster bonuses by 25%. So dragons, blue buff, red buff, and Baron. So it's essentially just game winning if you get the right one, and you can do it essentially for free.
And which one is that one?
This is
this
this is the one
one?
that gives blood petals and increases the epic monster rewards. It's Ruinous Otacon, I believe.
Yeah, I think it's Ruinous. We'll see. Yep,
Yep.
it's Ruinous. Cool.
And with
Yeah,
them dragons.
side note, the roses, I didn't know how important they were until me and Stockbaton played some Iron 3 ranked solo duo, and if you stack those roses up, man, you can hit pretty crazy, like 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, it stacks adaptive power and XP, so you're just farming free gold and XP.
JC is pretty strong here, actually, with 2 items. He's basically relative strength to Ash right now, which...
I mean, the Ashar did come down, and I think they're gonna try to kill this Skarner, but they did get the turret, as they're just gonna run away, try to get away from this Namiar. And I don't think they're probably going to be able to slow him down too much, but Ash is crazy with her passive, and here comes Narva with the Terracar coming down, and they're not going to get any kills for another second, but if they run face into this Aatrox, they're going to find out real quick that this is not the game you want to play against a fed Aatrox. If you've never faced a fed Aatrox, just keep running, baby. Don't get caught out. They might just have to walk this out now.
Narva could get caught out here. And
Oh,
giving Jinx
nice reflect.
That was a pretty cool interaction there by Mel. Silas took the Nami R, threw it at them. Mel brought it right back. Did not know about that one. Say Foolish takes the Ash R and sends that to Mel. Can she send that one back too?
Yep.
Yes.
Any projectiles.
That's insane.
Basically, Yasuo will win wall. Anything that backs up, you can stop with Mel.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to counter meld, just pick an engage support, because if she reflects the hook, she actually goes with them.
That'd be pretty funny.
Or Briar. If you hit the reflect on the Briar ult, you will get berserked and teleport to the Briar.
It should be a first Baron there for the red team of Obsidian at 26 minutes. Up 8 kills, up 7k gold, up 3 dragons. Soul should be spawning in a couple of minutes here. And FOOLZRY is in crunch time to either stall this game out or figure out what they need to do in the game 2. I don't really see an out for them right now, especially after that last fight. It looked like Sprite wanted to try and put it all at the end right there so they could get a winning fight in that mid lane. And the rest of the team was like, I think we'll just wait another day. So I don't know if there's a communication problem going on with FOOLZRY or if they're just kind of looking towards the horizon, trying to figure out what they need to get going in order to pull out the series, because Obsidian is just so far ahead right now. But we're in that middle part of Jinx's build. If they get that IE, Jinx should be a whole new champion. Should come online, should start getting some shutdowns. But Narva just a monster right now, just bullying the crap out of an Ornn. You don't see that too often. Ornn Hammer comes in retaliation. Aatrox R goes down. Traps from the Jinx. There's not too much there as they are fighting for vision of that Soul Drake.
Now, a lot of what you're seeing in these fights is Tarek doesn't have mobility, and so he's just getting Ash ulted every fight, or getting engaged on and run down, just because he has no mobility. Which I imagine is going to be the case yet again.
Ash Arrow, Nami R, Bubble comes out, and the whole team Obsidian is just fighting for this game 1. They want to grab this next as fast as possible. Rich goes down at the next part. Fifth is now caught up in the center of attention, and he's going to go down. That's 3-4-0 right now for Obsidian. Flash and carry. Ash is feeling themselves as they see JC go into the gray screen. Narva is going to grab that one up, and this should be an end for game 1. Obsidian should take this pretty easily. Foolish and Narva are going to fight this one out, as the rest of the Obsidian team members are going to take down the last Nexus turret and fight after that Nexus. What a showing right now. What a tempo setter. What a way to start out the series against a in-house sort of rivalry that we have going on in this Titan Esports Divinity League. And we're going to see if Obsidian can keep stomping like this, or if FOOLZRY kind of read them and know how to react in this game too. We can cut to the draft right away if you have it up, Z.
I'm looking for, I don't see it posted anywhere right now.
Send Newport a message. Put us in that draft screen though if you have it up.
I don't have, yeah, I can, one sec.
Aatrox, it definitely helps a little bit there. Or
We
just
did not have
JC bringing
audio.
cleanse. We don't?
We didn't this whole time. I had to swap it.
Oh.
Now we have audio.
But
Fantastic.
basically, I don't know. I agree with Solo here. I'd like to see JC on the virus pick here. Something where he can kind of defend himself in his honor. But knowing Newport, he's got something cooking. So I guess it just, I like to see a really high prio first pick, B1 here. Whether that's, I don't know if he plays Maokai Jungle or whether it might be an Amumu. I like Amumu.
I think Jesus plays everything, so I think he's okay with playing
That's
tank or Wukong, or might be Wukong
perfect.
B1.
Yeah, Jesus has like one of the largest champ pools in the entirety of MZRY.
I can't believe I just ranted for like 5 minutes and you didn't have my audio, dude.
That's your fault, man. I wasn't. I didn't set anything up for the stream
I
because you
can't
said you
believe
were
it.
doing it.
They're off the team.
Oh, it looks like they started draft.
I mean, if you think your production will be fixed, I guess we can go back to
No,
you.
nope. We're good, dude.
His
I don't know.
PC's too
I'll
exploded.
figure that out before next week.
All right, we got the kit man.
We do have the draft going for game 2, though. We did talk a lot about Obsidian and FOOLZRY, about how FOOLZRY can come out of the game 2 with a win. And we talked about how the jungler just needs to be a little bit more pressure oriented, as long as the top laner can be so sustainable for FOOLZRY. With that being said, Caitlyn Viego banned out for Obsidian. FOOLZRY is going to ban out Amumu and Karma all over again, and the Syndra will be banned. Lastly, for what is that? Victor for
Yep,
Obsidian.
that's Victor.
That should be B3.
It's a blue side band 3 as is Victor, and then I'm a little surprised by that, to be honest, because Victor is not normally things people would say is like high priority. When things like Syndra and stuff are still left up. Okay, yeah, they just ban Syndra.
I think they're just doing it because Victor is a really big counter to a lot of prominent mid laners right now, especially
Oh,
mages.
they're gonna pick it.
Now,
Yeah.
I believe Arc does play a lot of Victor, so I think he was worried about them picking it early, and that's why he wanted to ban it, because they would take it away. But it looks like he's just gonna opt to B1 it.
Nothing changed with the update to Victor besides the power spikes, right?
His R. When he
Yeah.
gets his R upgraded, now it goes super humongous whenever it kills someone and extends its duration. That's about it, I think.
Ooh. Question is, are they going to lock in a J4 here?
And that was one of the junglers in my mind where I was thinking like anybody, no matter what rank or skill, can kind of impact a game. But Zinzal, kind of the same pressurized, high tempo jungler that you need, is sustainable, heals up. Ezreal is the other AD carry that can kind of spam, but I don't think I've ever seen carry play Ezreal.
Carry plays Ezreal quite a bit. I know he's played it quite a bit in scrims, and I think he's played it on stage before, if I recall. But he is definitely comfortable on Ezreal. Like, I think it's one of his most played.
I just remembered that. Yeah, he played against that Sea Dogs game that we watched in stream like 2 Fridays ago. J4 will be picked up there for Obsidian. It's a great pickup.
I wouldn't be surprised if they maybe pick up Poppy support here for FOOLZRY. I don't know what Sprite's champ pool is. I know he primarily plays engaged champions.
I imagine he's going to be picking Rel on 3. I think Obsidian needs to pick some sort of ADC that can escape like Ezreal, because Orianna Xin with Rel is going to be quite scary to play, I think, playing Misfortune versus these champions.
Yeah.
I think they're going for Wombos.
I mean,
the game plan.
I'd be surprised if they lock anything but Rel here on R3, to be honest, with double support counter for FOOLZRY. Okay, JC's just cooking. I don't know what he's doing.
He just cooking.
Maybe they'll up for the Rel on 4, but I imagine Obsidian should ban it. To be
Maybe
honest.
that's Sprite Kaisa.
Sprite Kaisa, yeah. I mean, he's known for cooking, so maybe he whips out something here unexpected.
Kaisa is like most played for JC that I remember of, that and Caitlyn. So
yeah,
might be a comfort pick at the end of the day.
He's got a tattoo of Kaisa on one butt cheek and Jinx on the
other. Back to bans here, Cassante. I would imagine the Ornn gets banned out at some point, but there's an Mbessa.
Yeah. And it looks like FOOLZRY's been banning Aphelios because Carry has a 6 KD with 100% win rate on Aphelios right now. Just don't want to give him his biggest comfort pick.
What do you think about a Leo pick here instead of Rel?
Depending on what they pick, I think it's very hard for Leona to play. Leona is just broken, to be honest. But I think it's a lot easier to play Rel, to be honest. And it also steals it away from them locking Misfortune Rel Jarvan.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on a lot of bot lane matchups, unlike you.
They're gonna look like they're opting.
Somebody's listening to stream.
It looks like they're opting. I think they're baiting them into playing Rel. I think they're gonna lock Braum perhaps because they didn't ban it or something. I'd be surprised. I mean, it looks. I mean, I think Sprite's gonna get baited. I think he's gonna go Rel, and they're just gonna go Braum or something similar.
No.
Dude, you're living in their head rent free.
I mean, they also could just go Poppy. Poppy is fine as well, but Poppy, Braum, Janna could be good, but it's a little riskier. That's why I mentioned they're just gonna go with Braum or Poppy.
One thing popping out to me, I don't know if they played or not, but maybe a Morgana as well, or just something that can kind of sit there and help out.
No,
down there in the depths of Iron 3, they might play Morgana, but
I don't know if they will. I think they're going to play something more tanky, like Poppy.
Poppy was
because
obvious answer.
They're going to put Narva on some type of carry champ, right? So you don't want to have like solo frontline Jarvan. Definitely not.
To be honest, I don't know what he could lock there. Oh, I think they're going for the Rumble. I know Narva's been begging to play Rumble for like the last 7 scrims straight because he's been practicing.
Rumble or the Crocodile, maybe.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they do lock Rumble because he's been begging for it.
I think the Crocodile is the better pick.
Gnar.
I like the Gnar too.
He definitely plays Gnar. He's played it quite a bit.
I like Gnar.
And Gnar, Misfortune. Definitely
one thing I thought that Obsidian was doing was I thought they were going to go like a nod to the old MZRY days of circle comps. So the Victor, J4, MF. I mean, Poppy works out for it, but not the Gnar. So I thought they were going to go a bunch of circle ulti champions. But
I mean, the boulder that Gnar throws is kind of a circle.
That's a good point.
Oh,
I mean,
that
Gnar
is
are into
not
the
a
Jarvan war.
Interesting.
I mean,
so what do you think here?
I mean, and just coming back, I really like Blue Comp just for like they have good disengage in Poppy. You got Misfortune who really likes people coming into her, and that's really what FOOLZRY's comp really wants to do. Like they have one job and it's to go in. Then I think it's gonna be very hard for this Kaisa to do damage in this team fight, and she really needs to pop off. Also, not a huge fan of Xin Zhao without an enchanter, to be honest.
Yep.
FOOLZRY really backed themselves in a corner with leaving Poppy out. I mean, the Xin, the Kaisa, the Rel, and the Malphite. Well, no, not the Malphite. But I mean, those three champions that either want to go in and create damage or get out and create damage are going to be locked out and having a really bad time against that Poppy, no matter where she's at on the map. J4 should have a field day with anybody but the Malphite. And MF is...
I'm talking about he shreds armor, bro.
Yeah, Jarvan Q. He's gonna
put his auto. Jarvan auto.
I think Malphite will beat the crap out of him if Gnar's not there.
No, I know.
But, I mean, the top lane matchup, Gnar should run that down pretty easily with that passive. We'll give that win over to them. That bot lane of FOOLZRY isn't going to have fun once MF gets R. J4 and Xin Zhao pretty much even. Victor Ori, I think, is me. They're just going to be spamming and pushing waves, so I don't think that's a matchup that anybody really wins in that one either. So it's going to be really up to the junglers to create pressure and create a huge lead going on. We did notice that the laning phases for FOOLZRY were the reason why they lost that last game, and that really blended into a, beginning to end of just rampant Obsidian fights going on. So we'll see if FOOLZRY can slow things down if they want to make it to late game with that Kaisa. If not, I'm going to give my win over to Obsidian in a series 2-0 for them. And that's really what I think is going to happen in this one, unless FOOLZRY can play a perfect game with the Oris and Zhao Kaisa. I mean, Malphite, Rel are just going to kind of be there to create situations that should be getting them into an engage. So we'll see what happens. What do you guys think?
Now the stats say that Malphite's a disgusting Gnar counter in terms of like mid to late game because he's only ahead super slightly early game. But to be honest, I don't know why that is the case of why Gnar is just so terrible into Malphite mid to late game. Other than I guess he can't peel Malphite R fast enough for his team. So I think that's quite strange, especially on the counter pick. But I guess they're just playing for Malphite Ori, so.
I think it's the Q spam that Nar can't really run away from. That's my only guess.
Well, that and the blow up potential. I mean, Nar's not too threatening when he's in his little form. He gets all of his stats when he gets big, and if you just die before you get big, it's kind of just a wasted champion.
Yeah, if he
I
gets
don't know.
Malphite ulted when he's mini, he just dies. But like mini is the only way that he can actually that Nar can kill Malphite because of the W passive,
Yep.
and that kind of falls off when he gets Mega. So like even in a like in a long lane, like Malphite should be able to just run away, Q and run. But
Oh yeah, I
I don't
didn't
know.
even
I
think
think
about that. The Malphite Q stealing the movement speed from the Gnar.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
I go ahead. Sorry.
no, you're good. I was gonna say the stats. I mean, the stats say it's fine. Like they just go neutral and lane, and then late game, like mid to late game, he just loses like disgustingly hard because it's 57% in favor of Malphite, which
Wow.
I don't know, I'm assuming that's something to do with team comp maybe, but it seems too like handpicked to be just that. So there has to be something
Mhm.
deeper, I think.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a top lane like player myself, but um, I'm really looking to see if Rich can find avenues to get his team ahead early. Because I think if Kaisa doesn't like get like 1 or 2 kills here in lane phase, like I'm really struggling to see how she can impact the game. Like she gets outranged by Victor, and you can't like if you get put in Jarvan, you're using your ult defensively to get out of the cage. So, and if Poppy's there, you can't get rid of it anyway. So I think like Xin Zhao needs the 3 camp into bot gank, I think. And the Rel's gonna have to play it pretty smart. I think if you are unmounted and you flash W like super close, I don't know if the Poppy can
Poppy
block
can
that
W
time.
it. Poppy can W it still.
Yeah, I think it just has to be like super snap and unexpected, but it's hard. Like everything I'm looking at for FOOLZRY is just difficult.
I mean, it looks
Unless
like.
Ori gets ahead and just one shots MF.
I mean, to be honest, it looks like they baited Sprite into playing Rel. Like obvious, like they knew he was gonna play Rel, and so they just banned Leona, and they just forced Poppy or Braum or whatever they left up in bans. And now Sprite looks like he has another unplayable game.
Yeah, I don't know if he plays Braum, but like at the end of the day, I think Braum would have been fine too. Like it's good into MF. You don't really need to put up your shield early against those 3 champions because like that's where Braum is really good into MF is when you can actually shield her ult. But if you have to put up your shield early, then like MF could just hold her ult.
I mean, I was referring more to blue side baiting.
Oh yeah, I see what you
Obsidian
mean.
bait. They were obviously baiting Sprite to play Rel the whole time. By leaving it up, never banning it, and then just picking champs to like kind of like look for it. And then obviously there's gonna like play Poppy or Braum to counter like Rel engage or something or Thresh or something like that. Whatever Trux feels most comfortable on. Just easy disengage into Rel and Zinjao that just makes the game pretty easy. And Poppy does just that. So, but I think while we're waiting for spectator delay, we're just gonna go to a break quick for a second. And we're in.
And welcome back to Game 2 of the Obsidian versus FOOLZRY series. In Game 1, we've seen that Obsidian just completely ran it down in the face of FOOLZRY, who had really no response to the amount of gold and pressure and items that they gave to Obsidian. So hopefully in this one, FOOLZRY is able to learn from their mistakes and slow these games down to be able to give themselves a chance at this this tie of the series for that Game 3 push. With that being said, though, we have a whole new set of champions on the Rift because of that fearless draft. We do see Narva on the Nar, JJ on the J4, Victor, who's
It's not going away.
is it Actuary? Is that the mid laner? You took that away from me. Archery, Carry on the MF, and then Trucks on the Poppy. I'll let Solo Mason call out the FOOLZRY roster right there.
Yeah, so I mean, we got Fifth here on the Malphite. We got Rich in the jungle on that Zinzao. Foolish on Oriana, JC on Kaisa, and Sprite on Rel.
And Solo, you weren't really there for the drafting phase. Was there anything about these two rosters that you've seen, like the laning phase or anything like that, that would really turn heads?
Not particularly. I'm not really a fan of just kind of blind picking Rel when Poppy and other counters are up, so we'll have to see how Sprite can affect the map. Game 1, he did not have a fun time playing into Ashe as Taric, so we'll have to see how he can turn around this game.
Yeah, my biggest turning point right now is going to be the Poppy interactions with the three champions that like to dash. As Sprite goes into that bot lane on the Trucks, as they kind of go back and forth, Carry grabbing that Q, and the Poppy stun in the mountain right there. Jason's already at quarter health. That's going to be really rough this early in the game, but should be able to heal that up with this potion. And I mean, top lane was the one we were saying their Fifth is going to win later on in the game. We'll see how Malphite is able to continue with the amount of damage that Nar should be doing in that middle to late game.
And it's kind of looking rough already. I mean, Foolish lost half his HP bar before the game even started because of Jesus with Jays. And JC again is getting poked out in the bot lane, just catching 2 Poppy E's into a wall, then trading autos with Carry.
Dude, Trucks is not having it today. He does seeing red in that bot lane. I like the effort, just wasn't able to really commit to that flash E into the barrier right there. Fifth is already out of mana on the Malphite. That's not going to help out too much against a mana-less Gnar. So the only calm lane we're seeing right now is this Victor Oriana lane, which we kind of called out that it should just be pushing waves and kind of poking at each other until a jungler comes. But I don't see too much pressure being on that mid lane. We'll see it for the bot lane. As we see Xin walking down for the first gank of the game. Carry should be flashing away, is ignited, taking a lot of damage there from Rich. The exhaust goes on the Zin's out, trying to create some space going on. Carry going to pop the barrier, is under their own tower, is living, but Sprite is here for the dive, and that's going to be a first blood over to Rich, and a kill over to Sprite for the MF, and another double kill for Obsidian. Fifth will grab himself a gray screen as Narva, the aggressive top laner, goes for that kill. JC and Trucks having a little stare down. Trucks gonna go for it. Barrier popped by JC as he got baited into a centuries long gray screen right there. Good job, JC. So it's gonna be a 3-4-2 on the side of Obsidian, and JC got a kill, so it's not too bad.
That's interesting.
I mean, Trucks
the Giddy was trying to.
Vicious.
Yeah, Giddy was trying to stop the back. That maybe just look to hit with your passive.
Buckler.
Yeah, he wanted that kill. He just had the barrier up.
Yeah, it's all about sending a message, you know.
Yeah.
He's not JC's shaking in his boots every time he sees Poppy.
I think JC was shaking in his boots, and then he just gave him a breath of fresh air with that dive right there. So now JC's back to being, I'm the solo carry in this game. I will carry FOOLZRY into a game 3.
We did see the Feats of Warfare go over to Obsidian, so they're just looking to either take the first 3 objectives or get a first tower and just take the free boot upgrade.
You know, I don't know if anyone's looking at it, but I would like to see Malphite go full AP if I'm being honest. I think that's
You
the
know what, I
only way
see
they
it.
win every team fight, and it's just Malphite full AP one-shotting either Victor or Misfortune, hopefully Misfortune. And then I think they just can't lose the team fight if I'm being honest if Misfortune just dies.
Not only that, it will chunk out the Gnar as well, and that's going to give JC some time to actually chip down and get the kill at the end of the day. You see Rich in that mid lane trying to help out Foolish, push this wave so they can get a bat going on. But that's going to bring out 3 members of Obsidian to that mid lane, so you better back up and take the L on that wave right there. But a full AP Malphite would definitely make this game a lot more interesting.
Narva's giving hands to 5th, like, I mean, he just has his level 6. 5th is, I'm assuming, is a couple minions away, and is just gets zoned off the entire wave because of it. Actually, he's not even close to 6.
Every time I watch Narva play, I feel like they have a personal vendetta against any top laner they go against. It's just nonstop fighting, nonstop. Even if they're dying or losing, they're still gonna go up there and fight you to the death.
If I'm Malphite, I just honestly back away from this and just give up the wave unless my jungler's nearby, which does look like Zen's nearby just in case. We did see the first dragon go over to MZRY, so it does look like they're going to try to force that 3 objective win con for the beats before they try to take a tower. Which I agree with. Objectives give you so much ability to just create pressure on the map and into your lanes that's what I would go for in their position.
See, you see them
Choke them out.
You see them pinging Malphite. Malphite's no mana, low HP, has no TP, and Narva just TP'd back with items. So,
Yep.
looks like they're just gonna have to give the grubs, and it's basically impossible to play.
Yeah, that was Malphite.
There's a reason why fundamentals are so much. It's the reason why you're going to win games going on here. Winning lanes win games because of situations like this. The first blood onto the Malphite caused the grubs to be taken and caused the Malphite to use TP to get back in the lane. They got chunked down again, can't help out. We see that Jesus with Jason is able to do whatever they want because of the laning phases. They don't have any pressure to try and help any lanes going on. Rich has been trying to stop the bleeding in mid and top and bot lane. So that's why they're able to be at that grubs so early.
He stole it.
He stole one. He stopped them from getting the feet.
Yeah, because Jesus
That's huge.
smited the second one instead of waiting for the third one.
Oh,
Oriana
flash
ball
play.
into the mid lane. Rich is now flashing on to Archery, who gets knocked up by the Zen Q, and Foolish is going to get another kill onto that Oriana. Great job.
That's very important. They need gold on their 2 carries here. I think Rich can definitely come back now that this Victor doesn't have flash. Anytime this Ori ult is up, I just want this Zinzao to be on top of him.
JJ trying to get a return kill onto Foolish, who's now running for their life. W goes down, giving that movement speed to walk this one out. And yeah, I agree. Not only for the gold onto the mid laner, but it's like a mindset thing. You just got kind of taken down. 5th going to go in with the Malphite RQ flash from Narva to get away to safety. But it's like a mindset thing. Once you get whooped into a game and you go back to the next one and you get kind of bent over again, you definitely want to get some great plays going on.
What
5th and Narva are going just blow for blow up here. They do not want to stop fighting.
No, neither jungler's top, so he's just gonna get queued and die, I think. I mean,
Just walk out.
surely he just dies, right?
Oh.
Oh, I mean it's a 1-for-1.
I
That's
mean,
what we're doing.
Worth. You know that Malphite screaming Worth in the team chat.
I am glad
I mean-
both of these teams are going for plays like that, though.
This wave's gonna come back to him top lane. I think it's actually pretty worth for Malphite.
Yeah, and that's crazy how much damage that Malphite was doing with just armor boots.
and it looks
Yeah,
like he's
imagine that
going
amp
tank.
going on there, he would have got that kill.
I mean, it looks like he is not going the optimal Malignance build and is instead choosing to go tank, which is sad to see.
Report him. How dare you play meta builds when we control in an in-house game, essentially?
I mean, just like that, this game's very even, right? It's pretty close in gold. It's still anybody's game to take unless you make plays like that.
This might be another kill. Nope.
No, it's not.
Definitely not. It just hurt their feelings a little bit.
I didn't see it.
It just
man.
still
That's
through though. It
Right.
could be a kill on the Sprite. Rel has the WQ over to get back into safety.
MZRY.
Now we have a 3v3 potential in the bot lane. But, I mean, JJ, Trucks, and Carry just got done fighting the bot lane of FOOLZRY, so they don't really have the cooldowns to make this happen again. Did have the damage to chunk them down, though. We're about 10 minutes in here. We got top lane is actually up almost 20 CS over Narva on that Malphite. 12 CS lead here for the J4. 82 to 77 there in the mid lanes, and then 82 to 73 for the bot lane. And we're still waiting on first items from everybody. Flash here from JJ, who's going to catch up the Orianna. Flash again from Foolish to get away. And Orianna ult to try and stall this one out for Rich to get into position
Malphite TP
to
mid.
follow up. Xin Zhao is now in the fight there. JJ goes down. Malphite does have the R. Going to catch up the Archuary, who goes down as well. And,
Good plays, good plays.
yeah, FOOLZRY is looking like a brand new team in this game too. Great job by Fifth. Great roam.
Yeah, I think they look a lot more comfortable on these picks.
Now you're gonna
They've
see.
gotten baited into a couple places, but I think they're coming together.
Now you'll see Orianna go top here with TP to cover in case they need to. She needs a TP for this dragon if they decide to fight it, which in this case they're not. But I imagine that you see the spam pings coming down. They are just going to 4-man. It looks like grubs. And they did just use a lot of ults in that mid fight. So it would be kind of hard for red side to play here.
Yeah, with that being said, this could be the first team fight of the game. We do see MF is still in that bot lane though. Malphite going bot to cover. Could be a lane swap potential as well. JC and Sprite are already in that mid lane. Obsidian almost done with the grubs already. One grub left to go. Can Rich get another steal off? And will not. That's going to be a 5 grubs in total there for Obsidian as they run back to their own jungle. Poppy are be going on cooldown. Fifth and Carry will now be fighting this one out, but I would like to have Carry back and try to get in this fight. Rich poking out, looking for something to get on. Truck's gonna find Sprite, lock them down. Orianna ball can go wide and go into a cooldown. So a lot of baiting and nothing really happening there for both teams.
They still have the aftershock. Aftershock? What is it? The Ori ult?
Oh, they do still have it.
Shockwave?
Did it not get, it got used, didn't it?
No,
that was
Rel.
Rel ult.
Oh, Malphite Art going down onto Trucks, who's now running for the life and going to go to a gray screen. Great pick there for FOOLZRY. Yeah, they're playing a lot more proactive this game. They are not playing fearful or anything like that. So, and Foolish are now in the top lane fighting out. Malphite has been a roaming Malphite. Trucks is down here to help out his carry. Fifth preemptive flash into a Poppy ER combo. Carry is trying to take them out. Does have R still, but we'll decide not to use it.
I don't think it killed.
No, he's too tanky. He doesn't even have a completed item, he's just too tanky. He does now, though.
He ate like 9 or 10 misfortune auto attacks and took like maybe 140 hits. Ooh, nice
That's
shockwave
another
into
kill.
the Zhao gank.
That is the beauty of FOOLZRY's champ pool right now. There's a lot of keep it simple, stupid champions in there. The Malphite, the Xin Zhao, Orianna, when you have a lot of hours on it, can really be easy if you have a champion like Xin Zhao or Malphite to take the ball with them. Just waiting on JC to give 3 or 4 items to the team that can take out the rest of the members of Obsidian. But right now, Obsidian needs to get into a team fight mode. I think that'll help them out and stop them from getting picked so much.
Yeah, that misfortune auto didn't even break his shield. Took 4 autos for his shield to break. Poor ADC moment.
Looks like a repeat game going on in the top lane here.
Oh yeah, they're definitely getting dove.
Only thing is he has are
It didn't matter. Oh my, he's just diving this misfortune. It is going to give it over, so it's going to be a trade for a kill in the top lane and the bot lane.
Yeah, FOOLZRY realizing that they had to put pressure on that top lane, so they didn't have just a Narva just free roaming and doing whatever they wanted up there. So shutting that one down and then keeping mid lane even with the JC Sprite combo. So it's their way of stalling the game without giving up too much. And honestly, they're winning because of it. I mean, they're up 4 kills, 2k gold. They can run the map here if they're able to get these dragons down and this Rift Herald. Once you break open these towers, that's when plays start to happen. That's when picks start to happen. And you can continue to force the game in your favor.
Yeah, FOOLZRY is going to have to prioritize getting an objective. The next objective is them feats.
I got 2 feats. How many you got?
I got a couple feats.
So we have the boots for the feats of power, and that's just for the upgrades. And I mean, you get like the upgraded Merc Treads, upgraded Berserker Greaves. JC would be nice to have.
What?
Is there anything else that we should point out for that?
I mean, since most of them don't really have completed boots besides Malphite and Zen. Oh, Ori did manage to get her sword shoes. They're gonna have very, very minor little upgrades to their boots. Did they only get 2 objectives? Did Wigrubs not count, or did Obsidian just take all the objectives, essentially?
I've only got 1 out of 3, so that might be it. As we do see FOOLZRY pulled Obsidian off of that Rift Herald.
Oh, this
They're
might
gonna
be
get
a
Dragon
good-
and Herald here. Should
Yep,
be 2
there
to
they
2 now, I
are.
think. Oh, they got it. Okay.
Yeah, so FOOLZRY had 2 dragons. They must have just lost out on the
Yeah.
Wigrubs.
Yeah, they only took 1 on the first scrubs, and then Obsidian got all 3 of the second one. But
guys.
if JC completes these boots, I actually don't know how the math works with her upgrades. If she gets the evolve on her E just a little bit sooner.
Here comes the dive in the mid lane. Malphite R. Oriana ball gonna go wide though as JJ had a preemptive flash. MFR trying to create some damage going on. Will be a 1-for-1 though, as now Rich is now running for their life, gonna flash away. JC is still alive.
I think there's a
Trying to make things
re-engage.
happen.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Brooks
Oh.
is going to bring out Rel. JC is in a killing spree and gonna actually dive back into the 2 members of Obsidian, the AD carry and mid laner. Rich gonna finally pick up the that's gonna be a Oriana kill actually for Foolish, as Obsidian is looking like they are getting a little bit of their own.
There's a Gnar TP coming
medicine
down
right
from
now.
behind them, but I don't think he's gonna get much.
Fight was unfortunately over at that point. Nar definitely would have turned the tables there for Obsidian, but I mean, we have a banger of a match right now. It's back and forth. It's still kind of even though, I would say. But that open mid right there definitely helped out Foolish and the rest of his squad.
I mean, Obsidian kind of trolled that last fight. If they had waited for the Jarvanar to come out first before spending the Misfortune ult, they probably could have gotten 2, maybe even 3 people and just taken that fight. But Jarvan came in like 3 seconds after the Misfortune ult and did so. Kind of a wasted wombo.
Yeah, I agree. It was more reactive than being proactive on that. But they should have known that dive was coming. I don't know if they were trying to bait it out, but we knew that Malphite was on that left end there. They had a ward. Or actually, Malphite walked towards them and then walked away. So they
didn't
knew
even need
that
the
they were
ward.
there. So,
Just
with
not
that
in the right
being
place.
said, mid lane tower's gone. Both bot lane towers are gone for FOOLZRY. And Baron is spawning in 20 seconds.
So do you think, Solo, that at this point Malphite's just going to get to run over this Gnar for free?
So he's got the Thornmail, which is good. Gnar isn't really super tanky yet. He really needs that Black Cleaver to kind of contest the Malphite. I think right now where it's just kind of Gnar's world. Sprite's a little ambitious there.
Just a little bit. He just wants to show him, hey, that we still have Rel. You don't get to walk up and push waves for free. We will kill you for it.
Well, that has been the biggest change of FOOLZRY from game 1 to game 2, and I like it a lot. It shows that they are not scared of a team that just had that game 1 win, and now JJ is just going to be down for free. And that's a jungler that you do not want gone from a team like Obsidian, who just really needs that engage factor. The one question I do have, though, whoever wants to answer it can, as we do see that the Victor is going down, is it going to be a factor late game for Victor if they get a couple items? Is that like a scaling
Not
champion?
at this point. Not at this point anymore. They're kind of a little too far behind.
I mean, Victor.
But that's just my opinion.
I mean, Victor looks to get ahead using his hex tag fragments. I think it was. I'm not sure what they're called now, but they used to be called hex tag fragments, I believe. And getting those augmented abilities early and using them as massive power spikes to scale into late game. He hasn't really had this opportunity. He only has 2 from assists. So I think it's going to be really hard for him, not to mention being down massively item-wise, to be able to scale into this late game. It's going to take a while.
He's gotten a good amount of minions. He actually outfarmed the Ori by like 20 minions, I think, 20 CS. But unfortunately, minions don't equate to kills, and if you're not getting kills, you're not getting items. Which,
Exactly.
that's where Victor gets the most of his fragments, is getting kills and takedowns.
Zach, you put the stats up.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Thanks, big dog.
Whenever I alt tab, it turns them off for some reason.
Here's the 1v1 we were waiting for, everybody. In the left corner, we have Narva. In the right corner, we have Fifth. And we have a 300-pound Malphite versus a 100-now-pound Narva. And Nar will actually continue to farm the wave. Fifth kind of got scared off of that one. Does have a Thornmail and a Sunfire to deal with the damage. He's going to choose to R now, baiting Narva into staying in that fight. JJ is now here to save his top laner. Narva is going to be taken down from that flash auto. And now Fifth is looking to 1v1 JJ, who now has carry with him to join for backup. J4 ult goes down. Fifth gonna dodge the MFR and finally take down that monster of a rock champion up there. Here comes Rich to try and get some kills back into their pocket, but just a little bit too late. That will be a dragon taking over for FOOLZRY while that was going down. Sprite gonna miss the flash Q. He's been looking for picks all game.
But I mean, that's what you want to do, is this engage support rally. You kind of just want to look for those engages, try to get a couple people off the map so you can take objectives and towers for free. Or at bare minimum, scare them. Keep them out of the lane and away from the minions.
I mean, just as it worked earlier in the game where Trux is flashing for flashing for scare factor, it looks like Sprite is now doing the same thing. Now that MF, every time he looks up to do anything, he's going to be scared of that Sprite flash.
Well, Misfortune never has to back anymore, now that she has her Essence Reaver Bloodthirster. She's just forever sustained.
It's fun watching teams adapt as they play. It's fun watching them go from having trouble in game 1 to now being the ones in the driver's seat for game 2. You can see that a lot of the mindset has gone into trying to get picks, trying to get people caught off guard, trying to catch them in vision lines that they don't have set up yet. And you can see that Sprite and JC are looking for anything and everything possible. Foolish has been the facilitator of lanes, taking any 1v1 that is thrown at them. Narva and Fifth has finally drawn themselves into a winning top lane matchup. So they're able to, with the backup of Rich, fight 2v5 if they needed to. So we just got to see who knows how to close out games and who doesn't, as the only team we've seen close out a game so far is Obsidian. So they should be able to figure out a way back into this game. Only 24 minutes in. At this point, though, in game 1, Obsidian was ending. But from here, I mean, MF doesn't really do too much scaling into these team fights because of the fat front line of Malphite, Xin, and Rel. Orianna and JC should never be in a straight line cone for MF to R. That's going to be a problem. Victor, the only thing having for them would be a lane fight with a huge R to go down. Maybe a Baron fight could help that out too with the pit. So we really have to see what Obsidian can cook up in this middle part of this game right now for them to get back into a winning composition, as they are down 7 kills, 3k gold, 2-3 dragons. soul point is up for taking for FOOLZRY in a couple minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm Victor at this point, I would have sold my Blackfire Torch and went like Illudens to try to get more burst, to try to kill their damage dealers faster, just so Miss Fortune can spend her ult and her autos trying to burst down the tank and the jungler. Because this double burn, I mean, it's nice, but how much burn are you actually going to get? Is it going to be game fight determinative? Because his ult doesn't really scale too well with burns. I mean, yeah, giving it that damage over time is just going to increase the damage, but if you're not getting that straight damage right out the gate, it's kind of just everybody walks out of Victor ult, Lamau, thanks for the R.
Yeah, one thing we did need to point out too is we haven't had a full 5v5 yet. We haven't had a Narva engage with JJ. That's looking to help out Victor and MF. So the problem is Fifth and Foolish are one-shotting whoever they get a hold of.
Yeah, I think if Nar can get a big combo with Jarvan, with like Victor ult and MF ult, I think the fight can look really good. But you have to get JC and Foolish in that combo, otherwise it's just kind of for naught. Getting those shutdowns would be really huge. Even the Zinzao shutdown, like that's what you have to target.
How much gold do they have in shutdowns? Is it like 1,500 gold they can get just in shutdowns alone?
Yeah,
Yes, basically. Yeah.
That's a lot of gold.
You see Trucks trying to grab. I think he's stopping a recall. This is going to be a full-on fight now. Rich and Sprite are now stuck in between JJ and Carry. Narva's going ham right now. Going to get knocked out by Fifth. JC is unstoppable. Takes down JJ. Narva going to throw the team onto his misfortune as FOOLZRY wins that fight without a break of the sweat. Trucks, you can see running for their life towards that dragon. Archery was not there for the fight either. Did have TP though. But that'll be a free Baron for FOOLZRY. And if I was a betting man, I'd put all my money on FOOLZRY taking game 2 and forcing out that series. Fifth now going to be looking forward to more kills on that Dragon Pit, trying to stop them from taking his soul point as Archery and Poppy decide to back away from this one.
Panda, what would you do in this situation as Obsidian?
Cry.
Cry. I guess it's fair.
That's probably the only appropriate answer.
I mean, yeah, they're looking for picks right now, but it's getting to that point where you might want to look for some desperation here. I mean, you got in that fight there, if you have a Victor ult in that pinch point right there, that changes that whole fight outcome, right? Yeah, you have that Orianna wrapping around, but maybe she wouldn't be able to get close enough to MF to get her R off and scare him away from pressing or in the middle of her R. But I don't know, there's got to be more coordinated with their AoE stuff to try and whittle down this team.
That is a big point that we haven't really caught on to yet, is that Archery is new to me, to the team. I don't know how long they've been practicing with Obsidian, but you can definitely tell that there's a communication problem when you see 4 members of your team trying to make a fight happen and you have TP up and it's 25, 28 minutes in the game. I mean, it's ride or die in that situation there, unless you're going to get an inhib or like break the base open or anything like that. So I don't know if it was a communication difference or they just didn't really feel like using that TP at that time. So their whole team comes based off of MF and Victor just melting the team. So if they don't have those two together with Narva and JJ doing most of the lockdown work, it's not going to happen for them. You can see that that's why they've been lacking in the team fight potential, and that's why the kills have been halved compared to FOOLZRY. It feels like all 5 members are not working as one, and it's just been kind of somebody who's been lacking in either positioning or just not really being in the right place at the right time. But right now we see FOOLZRY knocking on the door, trying to get their first game win of this series. Go ahead, Solo.
No, I just wanted to point out that I think with how ahead FOOLZRY is, I kind of want to dog on Foolish here for going Zonias. Like, I understand you don't want to get caught.
Huge team fight going on right now. Orianna is going to try and turn the tides right now. Fifth going to lock down 3 members. Narva is half health. JJ is on the gray screen. and FOOLZRY is looking to end this game out as fast as possible. JC trying to whittle down that tower in the mid lane. And we'll go back to the Orianna build. The Zhonya's, you rather slick a Rabadons, or what were we thinking?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Rabadon's here. They didn't really have a whole lot of MR. Like, there's no reason for them to build it, but like, I would have liked more damage. I understand why he went it, but I just think that you're so far ahead. You just want to one shot and move on.
I'm sorry,
I
but
definitely
did everyone
agree.
just state that Poppy just healed the Malphite? I had to point that out real quick. I saw like 3 abilities come out on Poppy, including one of them that does max HP damage, and Malphite literally walked away with more HP than he started with.
Top
Yeah,
lane
Illicit Trucks
things.
that had the hardest time right now trying to make plays happen, just because of they had the right idea of knocking away JC in that fight, but I mean, Fifth and Foolish are just like, okay, if we're the damage dealers, not you guys. So
Oh my lord.
That was a
another
very
turret there in the
nice
bot
pick.
lane.
That's a friggin' bot turret. Probably a good inhib too. If they just walk it out.
I always forget how busted Malphite actually is. That ulti's right back up all over again. They're full tank. They're healing off of Poppy autos. And they have a their own shield every like 30-40 seconds. So
Plus he has Kanik Rookern, which gives him another shield if he just backs out of combat. He gets 2 shields every time he just walks away. You gotta kill him in one go, or he just walks away and says "Naha."
A game 1 trucks is looking mighty different than a game 2 trucks. And I think a lot of that might have to do with that PayPal might have cleared. And
Calling this man a paid actor, are you?
I don't know, that flash under turret on level 2 when JC was very sad and he just gave him a free kill is looking a bit rough. Because JC was very sad. He was down to like 2 waves of CS.
Oh, when they were staring at each other, he's like, "Hey, did the PayPal go through?
Yeah.
yeah,
You get that $10? Aight, come in."
yeah. I mean, it all boils down to what I was talking about earlier about like how FOOLZRY had their backs against the wall. They looked like they were losing lanes all over again, and then a couple of misplays by Obsidian due to just pure aggression led FOOLZRY into a second breath of fresh air to get them back into a mindset to win. They finally felt like, hey, team, let's pull together and just try to get this take it one game at a time type of mentality. So that's definitely been their way of getting back into this game too.
Yeah, we're at 33 minutes, so it's starting to look like they might just sit in a bush, try to kill them, and just run it down mid.
Yeah, it looks like MZRY is doing the correct play here, which is to hard push the wave. So that they have nothing to worry about when they contest this Baron.
FOOLZRY has to look to turn here. This is like kind of spooky. Oh,
Fifth going in to start that fight off. Foolish is ready with the ball on standby. Going to use that Zhonya's well used right there, but they will go down eventually as Archway is actually 1v1ing Foolish in the back end, but JC's going crazy there into the front end of Obsidian. Trucks is the next one to fall. Narva's right behind JC, ready to be taken down, and they did not lose one member. That's a full-on ace for FOOLZRY. They are looking like a brand new team, and they are fighting for the rights to change the colors of MZRY for a week in this battle of the ages. I'm glad we're seeing a rivalry form right now. That's me and Inhib taking for FOOLZRY. If they are smart, they'll just end the game right here, right now, and force that game 3 and go back to the drawing board for the side of Obsidian. If I'm them, I'm just going to bring it back to just normal CC knock-up 80 carry, just solo carry. So we'll see what happens with that one. Throw mid lane onto something that's a little bit more proactive. I think that was a big problem there. Foolish was able to have a field day in this game too. And do you guys have any thoughts before we cut to a break real quick?
I just want to point out, Zanya's for the win.
Yeah, the League of Zanya's at the game at the end there. That's what I was gonna say.
I had to say it.
you made me eat my words right there.
I had to say it. It was right there. Everybody
made me
saw
eat my
it. She
words.
was golden.
To be fair though, if he did buy Rabadons, they might have ended earlier.
I agree. I actually really like how FOOLZRY kind of just reset their mental. They needed to be aggressive. And I think they were the right amount of aggressive this game, getting a good lead on Foolish early.
So Panda, you think they're crying right now?
No, I think they're gonna bounce back. They got this.
All right.
If anything, I think Obsidian's pissed about how that game went, and I think Newport's smacking them and giving them all spankings on what happened. Vocally, of course, not physically. So we'll see if the coaching can help Obsidian into a series winner in a couple minutes. Here, we'll be back with Game 3.
And we are back, guys, with this draft here. And it looks like I think they're going to mirror all of the bans again. Probably going to be a Mumu, Caitlyn, Karma, Viego. And the third ban is probably what's going to be the key factor here. Most likely going to be banning out JC's champ, I imagine. Try to keep his pool thin.
Ugh.
Do you guys think they have
wondering-
any plans? Like, what's any team comps they're planning on going or anything?
I mean, Game 3 and Fearless, there's a lot of champs off the board, so I'm very interested to see like what they're cooking here. I'm still very curious on this Aphelios ban. I thought JC was kind of a Aphelios merchant.
Carry is an Aphelios one trick, so I think they're just deciding it's better to keep it off the table and not let JC cook too hard on Aphelios. And just keeping it banned the entire series is probably better.
Yeah.
Although JC, what does JC pick here? I mean, JC, a lot of JC's pool is off the board here. What does he have
I'd
left in
pick
the
Varus
tank?
right here. I'd just slam the Varus right now.
Wholesome Bears.
He is a bit of a Varus. No, he doesn't really pay Varus that much. I'd be less surprised if it's more of like a Sivir or something. I feel like that. Oh, he is just gonna go.
Yeah,
Varus.
it's windmill slam Bears.
Yeah, I think Varus is like super strong in comp. He's not like the greatest in solo queue, but he's got like 3 builds that are viable, and you can kind of build whatever team comp you want around Varus.
I'll say
What
the
do you think, Panda? Nothing.
That's great, Panda.
Thanks for the info, Panda. Really happy to have your input.
But I was gonna say the pool for MZRY is also looking pretty thin. But I mean, as I said last game, Carry does just play Aphelios, and Ezreal is like his 2 most played. So I'm not surprised they're going with the Ezreal here.
I do like the Volley, giving them a lot of tank and AP options. Volibear did get some buffs recently, so he has been pretty strong in the draft. Just normal games. Cocaine Bear at it again, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, we're starting to reach a little bit in the pools. So I think people are just gonna go champs that they're. I'm not sure if they have too much comfort on. I don't think JC plays too much Varus, to be honest.
No, he's been playing a little bit, but I think it's a good champion for him. Vi, honestly, they could just slam Ari here, and I don't really see too much. Syndra is fine too. Maybe Foolish is just kind of taking best in slot champion here.
I mean, it is
it's
just
also
important
great
to steal
disengage.
it. Because
Yeah.
I'm
Plus
pretty
it's
sure
great
Ark has
disengage.
also played Syndra, and that's why they believe they banned it in one of the previous games. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they banned it in the first game. You were correct.
But I'm assuming they're gonna lock some whatever their response here is to Syndra.
I would really
that may
like
be.
Leona here. Yeah.
All that disengage, baby.
So I don't know if you guys know, but there's a lethal tempo Ezreal build going around, and I think Leona here is just so good with it. You just stack your passive on Q, and then as soon as it's up, you just go in, and all you do is auto, and Ezreal just claps. Kind of disgusting. I wonder if that's what they'll do, but I kind of am curious. I think they need to ban Braum.
They also want to take that Cassante away from Narva. Narva's a demon on Cassante.
Yeah, that champ is not real. As an AD carry man, I'm terrified every time I see it.
I mean, Narva's caught a Cassante ban every game on second rotation of bans.
I'm not gonna lie, they could have taken that on 4 and just banned like Gwen plus Camille or something, or Fiora. I don't know if 5th plays those. Or got.
They banned it on last game too. Does he play a lot of Urgot?
To be honest with you, I don't know. I think Urgot's a really strong pick though. Like just in general, so maybe that's what they're scared of. Vex? Oh.
Vex counterpick the Syndra. I mean, it's not really a counterpick, to be honest. Unless they watched the recent games where they locked the Vex top lane in response to, like, Ambessa, I think.
Yep. They gonna take that Braum all day.
Not gonna lie, I'd go Braum Scion here.
Ooh, that is a lot of meat. That is an extreme amount of meat.
I'm a bit of an
an
Olaf merchant myself.
Yeah, I don't know what. I also have like just a mental block against Olaf. I don't know what you pick into that champion, but I would just go Scion here and just force them to, counter it. Scion's gonna be useful no matter what.
Against an Olaf, I'd probably pick Set, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just somebody that can just straight up out damage him or just tank all the. Ooh, it's gonna be an Aurora top.
That's Aurora top for sure.
That's wild.
They're
It could
really
also be a Varus top. Varus top has been gaining popularity.
That's true.
Could be an Aurora APC.
I mean,
Unknown for now.
I don't know what they lock in response to this, to be honest.
Oh wait. It could be Syndra APC Aurora mid.
I was gonna say, I wonder if they're thinking it's Volibear top. Like it's a flex pick. I don't know.
No, it's an Ambessa top. Fully's going
Cool.
into the jungle where he's been showing out.
I'm gonna need some clarification on where things are going because I am not quite sure.
Well,
I mean,
we know that Vi's going to be in the jungle, right? We all agree Vi's in the jungle?
Yeah, probably so. I
Okay.
mean, a lot of it is just some. How hard does FOOLZRY want to cook here? Do they want to put Varus top, Syndra APC, Aurora mid,
You know
and
what?
just
Hot
see what
take.
happens?
Vi
Or
support Syndra APC Aurora jungle.
let go?
But yeah, that's basically the whole draft. Even though none of us know exactly where everyone's going, the champs have been picked. So I guess we're just gonna have to find out in the game. So we're gonna talk about the team comp. So do you think he's gonna win just based off of a team comp pick?
I mean, it's
Mm,
kind
it's
of
a
hard to
tough one.
say. It's kind of hard to say until I know where people are going, to be honest, because Varus top is just like super impressive into like 90% of matchups. I don't know if Ambessa falls under that category where Varus rolls over Ambessa in her grave, but I guess I'll find out shortly.
I'm not a fan of the Aurora just because, like, if they were picking it into Volibear, that's like a little risky. I would have liked them to go maybe like Cho'Gath or something, just to kind of round it out. Like, you have enough damage with Varus and Syndra, and even Vi can do a fair amount. So I would have really liked a tank because you're now gonna have to deal with Ambessa, Leona, Volibear as a non-mobile AD carry. That sounds spooky. Even Vexel coming at you. That's JC's got his work cut out for him.
I mean, there are a lot of tools to kind of peel it back. I mean, they're not really too awesome, but like Syndra E with Braum hopefully is enough for them to not have any type of follow-up engage with Aurora, kind of one-shotting their front line too as well and just kiting backwards. So I think there's definitely plays here of disengage with Varus, Syndra, and Braum into this like kind of all-in comp plus Ezreal. But as I said, just getting a quick look here, it looks like it is Aurora top. They've locked it in. Aurora is the top laner.
Aurora versus Ambessa. I think Ambessa usually wins that as long as she doesn't get kited too hard by Aurora.
I mean, I don't know how much of a pro play you guys have been watching, but I think it was in the NA thing, perhaps, where they were locking Vex top as a response to counter to Ambessa. And
Oh, because of all the dashes, yep.
yeah, it was basically unplayable for Ambessa.
So it does look like Varus is going to be in that bot lane with the Braum, which leaves them against Ezreal Leona. So now that we know where everyone's going, now what do we think about the team pick?
To be honest, I actually don't know. To be honest, I think it's both can go either way. I do kind of have more faith in MZRY's bot lane. To be honest, with Ezreal Leona, it is just kind of like a staple. It's super strong. Ezreal is kind of OP right now with the cheese, especially when he can probably stack it pretty easy on Braum. Then again, Varus Braum is also kind of a staple bot lane combo of just hit the stacks, play for a one shot with Varus passive. I mean, I can't give it to anyone, to be honest. I don't know. This looks rough. This looks tough.
I think the bot lane is kind of a coin flip, right? Because you have, if Ezreal goes lethal tempo, it's, you stack your Ezreal passive and then you're looking to just fist fight bot lane with lethal tempo and your passive stacked. But yet Braum, if he tags Ezreal at any point, like Varus is just gonna have a field day. So it really depends on how like the the jungles impact bot lane. I think bot lane should be the biggest point of contention,
And I think,
especially in the early game.
and I think it's not just the jungle. It's also how these first 3 levels go bot lane. I think will almost like kind of decide the game.
Mhm.
Because if someone gets double killed bot lane, I think it's kind of GG. Because they
Yeah.
really can't come back. Because both lanes are just like super oppressive when they're ahead. Slay.
And are you back?
Yeah, sorry.
It's
What's
all
up?
good.
Didn't
Who do
mean
you,
to
who do
cut
you,
you
who do you
off.
think who do you think's gonna take it based off these drafts?
Got ourselves a Minecraft villager over here.
This Volibear needs to do a very good job of getting ahead, his teammates ahead early, because he's gonna fall off eventually. I think I enjoy Obsidian's team more here. I think they're gonna win.
Okay.
With that being said, we're gonna hop in the spectator delay real quick, so we'll be back in a couple minutes, guys. Peace. Yeah, we're live.
Let's go. So welcome back, everybody, to this lovely Game 3. The score is currently 1-1 against MZRY, Obsidian Vice, and the FOOLZRY. We are probably going to see some fun shenanigans this game, but it looks like everyone's going to start with the possibly just a 5-point start. We are going to see Fifth on the Aurora, Rich on the Vi, Foolish on Syndra, JC on the Varus, and Sprite on the Braum. Now, if anyone wants to take over for me real quick, I have a dog that just doesn't want to be quiet.
So I mean, just
I
look.
had that early.
I mean, just looking here, it looks like a standard 5-point for MZRY. They do have the jungler going mid. It's a staple for MZRY. They always do that. Some other teams choose not to for some reason. And it looks like they're going to try to go for this early Raptors ward and try to get that early vision on Jesus so they know if he's planning on 3 camping bot lane or something. But it looks like we're going to be guarding against it. Oh, and he's getting cheesed.
Poor
Oh,
Foolish.
great heavens. Great
he had a
heavens.
Flash. That's
And he has to
unfortunate.
he has
TP back.
TP. If Vex is smart
So-
there, she stops the recall, but that's already really
Yeah.
good.
Ezreal ended up going PTA, which is kind of the most common keystone for Ezreal here, but I actually really would have liked him to go lethal. Because I think if he can just pump out damage in these fights, it's really good.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I still have no idea how MZRY works, so I'm gonna default to you guys whenever she does some funky stuff. I know what her R does, and that's about it. I have no idea how any of her attacks work.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain to you MZRY real quick because I have played this champ probably 28 times. I am not good enough to actually main her into some good elos, but I understand what she does. So her Q, it has 2 different forms. If you hit the first one, which is this little wide spread, you get the secondary, which is that little line right there. It does extra damage if you only hit 1 target, so it's kind of really based on the person's skill aptitude, how well that's actually going to do damage. After every ability, Ambessa has a small dash, kind of like a Callista auto dash, and it does an empowered like a little mini Sheen. Her W is just a sprint and shield, which does a small amount of damage, kind of like a mini Malphite. Emphasis on mini, it's really little damage. And her E is a circle around her, kind of like a Silas passive. And if you hit it, and you can dash and do it again, and you know what her R does, it lifts up somebody in a straight line. It is a skill shot. It's not just free. You still have to hit them.
Oh,
but it looks like
Aurora's
they
out
are
of
going to
mana.
try to... Yeah, this is where Ambessa shines.
Woof! Ooh,
Nice flash.
a clencher up there in the top lane already. Fifth burn splash, Narva burn splash. Narva's gonna reset, and so will Fifth after he pushes this wave.
Interesting to note, they both have Electrocute top lane. This rune got buffed recently, and it's absolutely disgusting early game.
Oh, we got a bank here. Foolish with no flash is just going to die most likely to this gank.
Oh, yeah. That Bully Bear's just going to hit him with the little left claw.
Volibear skipped the camp for that. I mean, that's really smart of him to do that, to skip so he does get there on that early timer on that wave right there. So good job to Jesus.
Yeah, really punishing that early flash from Foolish. No flash,
Syndra,
no
no flash.
teleport.
Syndra, no flash. Mr. Jungler, my laner does not have summoner spells.
And it looks like they're just opting to handshake this bot lane for the rest of the game. So it looks like we're just going to have to watch top lane fist fight every 3 seconds for the rest of the game. At least for the
That's gonna
first
be a
10
good
minutes. Until Jesus comes bot with flash, perhaps.
Oh, he's just on the roam. A little bit too far out, though.
Sorry, I was stuffing my face with some nerds.
Well, I need to do that.
But
You
yeah,
are one.
we are going to see basically everyone walk out with no summoner spells taken. And we are now approaching that 5-minute point of the game where turret plates are actually going to be capable of being taken. And it does look like Ambessa did get a nice deep ward down into that top side of blue bush. Which I think is a really smart idea. As Mbessa, you don't have too many disengage tools. You kind of just want to go in. That's the whole point. So just knowing where that jungler is for your team, and including yourself, just keeping away the early ganks as they knew where our Volibear was, is a really smart play on their end.
And on a side note, being a ranged top against, a melee. Holy, hold on, I'm gonna hold what I'm saying. Narva looks like he's going for the solo bow and just chooses to int.
Dead. Bro didn't think the turret did damage. Fun fact, when you're in top lane, turret does all the damage. 2 turret shots is death.
Now, I think the correct play there is just take the trade where you just take 90% of her HP bar and force it back. Oh, it looks like they're all going all in. Vex has R, ults, gets the reset, goes again. I think that's going to be a dead Braum if he takes that.
Oh yeah, 100%. The Ezreal almost managed to get that from the Vex, but, a 3-0 Vex is quite scary.
That'll be 2 kills going over to Obsidian. They now have the Feat of Warfare. Along with, I mean, Vi did get the dragon, so that's good for them. But it looks like they're just going to trade these grubs on the top side, and they're both going to be 1-1 on the objectives so far.
Kind of crazy they started. I'm assuming FOOLZRY started that. I didn't quite catch the beginning of it, but Foolish was on base, and I think JC was on base too. Kind of a little risky move there to take the objective.
I don't really agree with Rom Shield for that.
I mean, it's very surprising for them to opt to go for that. I mean, but I guess it worked out. Kind of. Not really.
And it does look like we are going to get the mid dive with the Mbessa R locking down that Foolish. Syndra R is going to come out and take the Mbessa, but they are going to lose their mid laner for it. Very nice play, honestly. A 1-for-1 with your Fed laner just being able to farm for free, keeping that Syndra behind, keeping her Splinter stacks. I think that was absolutely the correct play call.
I mean, Vex is getting so ahead and kind of putting Syndra in the dirt, but this Mbessa is going to be so useless later in the game. I mean, she'll have the stun with the R, but that's about it. She's going to be basically useless the entire game.
I fear for JC's life as the stronger this Vex gets.
Yeah. But I mean, Mbessa R is really all you need if you catch out that squishy. Even if you don't do a ton of damage, just putting him down to quarter HP, just so a random bully just one-shots him, I think might be very well worth just playing the champion for.
What is Volibear building? Is that Cosmic first item?
Yeah, Cosmic into tank.
Yeah, that's Cosmic. Looks like we're getting Cocaine Bear, boys. Full 8P with some Bruiser mixed in.
I mean, I think it's going to be very hard for Red Side to contest these next grubs, unless their bot lane swaps with Narva. Because Narva is just down 20 CS, down 2 plates, and it's just like basically useless.
I wouldn't know who you'd put up there, though.
Or...
maybe Vex, with all his dashes?
No, it should just be their bot lane swapping the top.
Nice flash out of the R. I always forget that you can flash out of Aurora R. I always just think I'm stuck in there and end up fighting to the death in it.
Yeah, that is a little deceiving sometimes.
I have a feeling a mid-solo kill's coming. I don't know why.
I
mean, with how Foolish has been. Yeah. I think Foolish has done a good job keeping up with CS. But this Vex is very much ahead. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like, as I said, Narva cannot play the game anymore now that he's sacked like 4 waves and 4 or 5 waves top, missed a plate. He's going to miss another plate most likely unless he TPs.
Does he have TP up? Yeah, he does.
Sure does.
He's gonna have to use it, yeah. As a top laner, you can't get that far behind and not make something drastically different happen. He's gonna be pinging his jungler to get up there, try to shove this Aurora off, try to get some of that gold back.
Now, Aurora's resetting. She might be oh, she's not. She's gonna stop the recall to cancel this freeze that Narva was planning on doing.
I mean, if I'm Aurora, there's no way I'm recalling right now.
I mean, there's a good chance she should, just because she has a lot of gold to spend, has TP, and she needs to fight for these grubs coming up, so she does just have to reset. But not to mention,
I mean, Mbessa could have kept a freeze there, but didn't.
Oh, did she fast push it?
Yeah.
Wow.
does not know TP timers, you definitely don't want to fast push when your opponent has TP up. Aurora's probably just going to freeze this, and Bessa's just going to get starved out.
Go away. I mean, Narva just opting to reset again, making sure that he's full HP for this grub fight coming up. And I imagine Leona's going to try. Leona or Braum should try to push their waves so that they can roam for the grub.
Yeah, roam while you can, because once March 5th hits, roaming is gone forever. You will just be trolling your entire team if you do it.
Sprite spots out the Volibear and sees they're just giving up grubs.
Oh, yep, they're going to tower dive this absolutely with the Voliar coming out with Ezreal R. And the Leona is going to go in, try to claim this kill on this Braum. I think they kind of mis-targeted, as this Leona is going to go down and they're going to catch on to the Volibear. I think the MZRY is going to come out at any inopportune time for this Voli's life, but they're just going to be able to lock it out. Nice counter engage. Once you realize that one of their players just took one too many turret shots, they easily recollapsed and just took that fight convincingly.
That's not an easy dive to do either. I mean, you're going on Braum, who has that shield, and you have to contend with Verisalt. Like, there's not a lot you could do, and that turret just ramped up, and Leona kind of paid the price for it, even with the turret dying. Or turret being turned off by Volibear.
Yeah, they've had too much faith in Voliar.
Now Narva...
They haven't to the best of us.
Oh, there's that
then
solo
there's
kill.
your solo kill.
And Bessa, you were 2 levels down, homie. Even with Volibear.
And he's still whooping him. He was
Barely.
down 2 levels. He was down 2 levels, and he still basically died solo with an Arva.
I think,
I wonder
honestly,
how Fifth got himself in that position. That's kind of crazy that he's up so much and just gets kind of handled like that.
Oh, and we are going to see another turret dive in the bot lane. The Leona R is going to come out as she's just, once again, taking so much damage from this tower. Someone please tell Trucks about this tower damage. This homie does not know as this carry just gets beaten down.
JC gets sniped out by the ultimate barrage.
Yeah.
That was poor timing to dive that. Like, you know the Braum is heading back.
Yeah.
Like,
They're just trying to get it done before you come back, but like Braum's got tier 2 boots. Just sprinting back.
A bald head and big muscles.
Bald head, big muscles with a big A tower sitting behind him.
I feel like there's some projection here.
Whoa, hey. Trying to say something?
Panda also known for having bald head and big muscles.
Wow.
Did you know that the heart is the strongest muscle?
That's the muscle I was talking about.
Not me when I'm playing top lane. It feels like my heart's gonna give out every time I just get solo dives.
Now Aurora should be win.
Oh, it's gonna be a bait. That's what this is gonna end up being. This Ambessa really needs to just run away, but I guess she just knows her damage better than I do.
I mean,
or Aurora just missed a couple spells.
Aurora's ability to throw her lead here might need to go studied.
Ooh, absolutely.
Oh,
Ambessa R miss, but the flash back in. He's just trying to set it up for the bully kill.
And that's going to be
a
dead
dead look
buy.
like he's gonna get it. Yep.
Oh,
don't do it. Don't do it.
No, it's never
We've learned what towers do.
It's never worked.
We've learned what towers do.
Oh, he gets out.
Oh, barely. He is the one person on his team that understands that tower damage hurts.
Can we just, like, express that this man does not even have level 1 boots yet? And on Volibear?
I mean, he has a Cosmic. Yeah, good enough.
Gives a lot of
No, nah.
Hitting those 3 spells grants you a lot of movement speed.
Okay, what happens when you don't hit those 3?
You just cry.
He just fully bought it. Huh?
It's just a skill diff, I guess.
He's faster now.
I mean, he was able to buy full boots plus the winged plate, so that's a lot of movement speed.
I mean, I would like to see Aurora stop walking into Ambessa's tower and getting ran down and just taking short trades. Given that she did have that big item lead, but then she just kind of threw it all away now. Now they're basically just even gold after that crushing early game.
I mean, she still is up 30 CS and only down a kill. I think it's still pretty much even. She's just gotta really know where the jungler is, because Volley has been paying the proper attention to get his top laner back in this fight. Which, I mean, good on him. Oh. Look at that electrocute damage. That stuff is insane.
It looks like Carrie's gonna tell Trucks to help me push this wave so he can get a reset off and just head to top side.
Ooh, and the MZRY is gonna come out along with the Aurora are just gonna opt to get out of here without dying again.
Yeah, it looks like Narva ulted and then somehow saw the Vi before she revealed, or right as soon as she revealed, and just decided to just use his triple dash and just get out of there.
So much more than a triple dash. She has 1, 2, 4 dashes. 5 if she hits an ability. So many dashes. But you know how right it is. 200 years. Champion needs more dashes.
And FOOLZRY is gonna set up here for this, I believe it's the Rift Herald now, and try to set this up. They have all the prio, they have all the wards on the top side. You see how many wards there are in the top jungle right now, and they're basically just walking blind for MZRY right now.
Just keep us flying. Alright, so what would you do if you were on the losing side in this situation? How would you try to squeak out another win against the enemy team?
I mean, which side's the losing side?
That's the great question. I think FOOLZRY is losing at this point, just because they've given up so much gold, just in the top lane alone. So if you were FOOLZRY, how would you turn this around? And it does look like another giant team fight is going to come out with the Brahmar and the Leona are going down. And it just seems like they're trying to land anything they can. Volley is going to have to R out or risk death. And I think this is just going to have to be an essential fight over Rift Herald. Whoever dies first gives up the Rift Herald as they just keep poking at each other here in this top river.
Now, there's a lot of ults that were used on MZRY's side. They still have Vi or Aurora R and Varus are still out based off these things right here. So I think they're just going to have to give or they risk dying here. And they
Yeah,
might...
I mean, Vex ult missed. And Bessa still has ult as well. So Bessa has to get on. Oh.
But the Aurora R is going to go out and the Vex is going to try to do the best she can. But this Ambessa is going to get onto the squishy backlines and start absolutely destroying them. But Vi is going to manage to pick up the kill off of her, and it looks like it's going to be a 3v2. They're trying to get anything they can. This bully is going to try to take down this Syndra. He is absolutely fast enough to chase her down. And now it looks like that the Rift Herald is going to go over to the side of MZRY.
Now, it looks like there was a colossal misplay there by Varus. It looked like he was hitting the mid wave, and so when his team was getting engaged, or he reset, I'm not quite sure, where he came to the fight super late, and in order to get into the fight, he flash R'd and just basically died almost immediately after killing his target that got R'd.
Yeah, he needed to play there with his team, and I think FOOLZRY needed to pull the trigger on the Herald sooner. They had a lot of ults up, and they let Volley reset and come back into the fight.
Now, I think
they had numbers advantage.
I mean, they had numbers advantage and JC. Again, I'm not sure if he reset or was just coming off the mid wave, but he had R and needed to play with his team, but it looked like he was just coming from way too late.
It does look like Vex is going to get back in here. She is on all cylinders as this bully is just chasing down this run. He is going to have to flash over to the red buff wall. And it does look like they're going to drop this Rift Herald and try to force him to make a decision between the tower and the dragon.
Looks like Narva drove the Rift Herald in and is solo ulting JC.
Oh yeah, Squishy ADC versus Ambessa. Thanks for the free gold, baby.
No, it looks like Narva just got kited.
Going to get Braum passive. Braum passive is so clutch, especially when you have two other people just sitting behind hitting those autos.
I mean, Varus ult and Braum ult did go down to kill Narva there. Narva burned flash as well. So overall, he got the tower. It's probably not too bad. It's probably about even. But he did burn flash, which could be a crucial factor in the next couple fights.
Oh, plus he just put the Fear of God into JC. JC is not walking anywhere near that Ambessa anymore. If he didn't have his teammates here, he was dead within a couple autos. Don't forget you're a squishy ADC, JC. We love you, we want you, but you will die very quickly.
I mean, especially with the way this Vex is looking, about to have her second item of Shadow Flame, I think that is. If I'm
Yes,
looking
you
at
are
that correctly. So
Yep.
Shadow Flame is going to be coming out. Polybar did complete his boots at some point, and now has Deadman's as well, which is honestly a really huge spike having the 2 item spike.
The Bully Bear is going to run at you at Mock Jesus. Look at all that damage. That was 2 spells.
And Narva's catching the ranged champion special, so...
At least it's not Vayne.
Yeah, Vayne's also looks super OP right now too.
Yeah.
He would not be having fun.
Yeah. A lot of the top laners right now are just bruisers or tanks, and Vayne just is destroying tanks right now.
Now, Trux is getting deep vision in the top side, hopefully looking to make a play on Syndra here, or looking on this Otacon once they can look for a pick. But it looks like they're just going to head back mid. And try to stop them from taking this tier 1. Yeah. Now we're getting...
Panda, you awake?
I am.
Nice.
Ooh.
Ain't heard from you in a minute, my boy.
Oh, he hit his head.
Very scary.
I think this will just be a bot turret, unless Narva TPs for some reason.
I don't think you TP to save it.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Unless his team's
First
gonna
tower's
rotate.
already gone.
Yeah, it looks like his team's just gonna rotate, and it looks like they're gonna defend it instead. Oh, he is TPing.
He is gonna TP. Ooh, and
Vex.
this Vex is absolutely gonna destroy the Syndra. Syndra is gonna manage to get the push away, but just decided not to dodge Vex Q.
Vex hit him with the fadeaway flash. This flash queued forward, collects the dead body foolish. Flat. I mean, he used his flash again is a big summoner spell, and I don't think it was really worth the solo kill unless you're going to get anything out of this top side. If you get the top tier 1, maybe it's worth. Otherwise, it's going to look really risky with Vex having no flash in the next fight.
I think she took it to get the gold in the free couple waves. Just try to get more ahead of this Syndra, who is currently 1-6. I mean, what do you do as Syndra at this point, solo?
I mean, you just have to farm up. Like, eventually, Syndra's gonna get those stacks. She's gonna get those items, and she can one-shot somebody. Unfortunately, your target is really Ezreal, and he's gonna be in Narnia. So, I think you just need to try to farm up and hope that eventually you can combo with your team and get a nice execute on Volibear. Doesn't have a whole lot of MR right now, and it's not super tanky, but.
I mean, we've seen it in some of the other previous fights where they just go in and they just get Braum Bear assaulted and they just shred the front line with the Leona Volibear where they just have nowhere to go. So hopefully they can execute that again. That's probably their only shot of winning is just CCing those frontliners and then just using your max HP and just shredding them. Because I imagine you're not touching Ezreal until the fight's already over. Unless he's severely
Absolutely
misplaced.
not.
Well, you're not touching Ezreal until you get touched.
He's going to give you the big touch. And it does look like the Aurora art is going to come out, and she's going to miss the Q that would have meant Narva's death as her Aurora Q does execute.
She's trying to sneak out, and I think she's just going to die to the Vex coming down. Unless they make a play, it looks like they're going on Vex in the mid lane.
Up over the wall! And the MZRY is going to come down and absolutely silence this Aurora as they're trying to get kills everywhere. JC is going to spend his ult trying to save himself, but it does look like that MZRY Obsidian Vice is getting the better of them in this fight, and then all of a sudden FOOLZRY just turns it around with some Vi Qs and just absolutely shuts them down. Syndra's ball did not go wide.
Yeah, this Varus, 2 items, absolutely a monster in these team fights. If they can't kill him early, like it's kind of over for them. Now his thumbs are down. Like next time Leona ult and Bessa ult is up, like they just need to go on this Varus and kill it.
Yeah, and Bessa decided to use her ult on Aurora instead of Varus, and it cost them, a team fight. Yeah, but it does look like Cloud Drake.
I mean, it looked like Aurora bought them so much time in that bot river that they were just able to make that pick on Vex for free, one of their strongest people. I mean, Aurora was 1-4, Vex was 7-1, and Vex got picked basically for free because they were fooling around looking for...
It does look like a possible.
He's taking a trip to spawn.
He's Narnia.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Clip it. I think everybody clip it.
So
someone check that man's PayPal pronto.
Oh my God.
Somebody just got $25 in the PayPal. I think they did it on
Yeah.
purpose. I think they were just trolling. I think they just did it because they wanted to have fun. I mean, it's a 1-1 game. It's pretty close. It's like literally a 200 gold difference. Aurora R is going to come down. JC's R is going to come down, and they're probably just going to take this Leona for free and set up to the next objective, which does look like Baron is spawning right now. But they might go to Khan.
Yeah, it's the GA one, so.
Oh, it's Voracious. Let's go. Everybody loves GA. Oh, I think he's dead, especially if Ambessa has R.
And now Narva's just waiting his cooldowns, and he's probably just going to R him under tower, I think.
I think he still kills. Ambessa gets a crazy amount of Omnivamp. Do not ever count that champion out. You get hit by that R and you just die.
No,
I think Foolish is a bit tilted there.
Narva making the best of a bad situation. Now he's getting that tier 1 solo kills Foolish basically for free. Foolish burn flash as well. So Narva, props to Narva making a play there, hopefully get back his team some gold. They are still up 1,000 gold, but again, a lot of that gold is on the Vex, and if she's dead, the game fight's basically dead.
Yeah, I completely agree. Oh, and they're trying to steal Vi's camps? What a bunch of b-holes.
Actually, I lied. Volibear has the most gold somehow on his team.
That's because Volibear has just been a pain in everyone's side. Plus, he's deceptively MR tanky with just those tier 3 boots, getting a magic shield whenever he takes magic damage. And it does look like he did just pick up an Aegis, so he might just take a protein, and just remain tanky until the end of time.
Vex? What, just... Okay, I mean,
if you're just going to get caught out in the top lane, with Volley R, he is going to try to get him, but Braum's R is not going to be enough to get him completely out of damage. But I mean, they're just going to fight until they die because they have the GA. All they're giving out is 200 gold, and every kill they take is just a free 300.
And I don't know, that Vex walking in a straight line look very strange. I mean, it looks like they're now just gonna have to, I mean, they could just go for the Baron, to be honest. Everyone's up. Varus has all of his items. He's really strong, and I think they're just gonna start it.
Yeah, I think this is where FOOLZRY just decides that, hey, we want this game to end sometime in the next 15 minutes, and we're gonna now start taking all the objectives that matter. But it does look like this Azrael is going to try to maybe make this steal happen. They're going to have to be very careful to make sure they just do just enough damage for the smite to get out. And the Braum did manage to block the Azrael WQ.
Yeah, this Varus is kind of just running the game now. If Obsidian get on top of him, it's going to be very hard for FOOLZRY to come back, and that's got to be their main objective moving forward. Oh, that's Aurora damage, though.
I have a feeling Fifth is just going to slow chase them and try to R them. He's just going to keep chasing them.
Yeah, it'd be a waste if he tried that. I mean, he might just push the wave, just try to get something onto this tier 1, maybe open up the bot lane and give their ADC some farming room.
Now, Soul is spawning in about a minute for Foolish and FOOLZRY. Hopefully they manage to get the Soul. I mean, it looks pretty easy to go. I mean, blue side is just really strong. All of that gold is on Varus and Vi. And Varus is absolutely melting these tanks with his third item, Terminus.
Yeah. All their AP threats are just kind of nerfed into the ground. If they lose Varus, they're essentially just losing the team fight unless Vi just pulls out all the stops and manages to one-shot all the threats.
I mean, JC has double sums now. Arc has flash as well. And I mean, whatever carry dies first, I think just decides the fight. Whether it's Arc or JC, whoever dies is just winning the fight.
Yeah, they're gonna take a couple turrets essentially for free because FOOLZRY doesn't, FOOLZRY doesn't want to push into a bad fight. It is a 3-on-5, but it does look like the Vi is going to flash Q into the R, and the Braum ult is going to go down, and Vex is going to do her best to try to peel off some of this damage, but Syndra is going to get the flash, and here comes the Aurora R, and Ambessa is just in the backline, but she just doesn't have enough tank. She's not building Bruiser, she's building Lethality, and it's just going to go straight down, and all of a sudden, FOOLZRY is in complete control of this mid lane, and they're just going to run around and start taking turrets. And Vi's just going to take the dragon essentially for free because no one's there to even try to stop her. Man, what do you do to stop this absolute bloodbath that's coming on the side of Obsidian? I mean, I agree with the Vexar. No kills, though.
Did get the cleanse out of Varus, though, so that's pretty big. Ezreal's just trying to 1v9 here, but he is just gonna get one tap by Syndra Aurora.
Uh-oh, Syndra got the shutdown. All of a sudden, can we actually look at Syndra stacks real quick? See how she's doing in terms of getting to her death cap passive.
I believe it's like
Ooh.
120 something. I think
It
she's
is
almost there.
125, yeah, she's
120.
she's one away. So she's gonna have a mini death cap in her build. All of a sudden, Syndra might be 2-7, but she's still gonna one-shot anyone she dang well pleases.
This Vi has 9 kills. That's crazy.
I mean, Vi's been playing a hell of a game, just knowing where to be at what time, just being there for his team to keep him from dying.
I mean, Rich going in on Carry with that R in that fight basically just solo won them the fight because Leona died immediately after along with them, so...
Aurora has map hacks, just hit Ambessa in a bush with no vision. Or is that game sense? Am I just bad at the game and wouldn't have checked that bush even though I should have?
It's a possibility.
I am bad at the game. That is true. 100%. I am just a filthy top laner and I push waves and I take turrets and that's it. Oh yeah, there's no way he's getting out of this. And it does look like the Vi is going to try to get onto this volley. This volley just doesn't have the sustainability to try to take on 3 people at once. He is going to wait for his team to try to get behind this turret, but, I mean, 4 people up in the top lane versus 3, it could just be very well a game over screen for most people, and the Vi is going to catch out the volley. Volley is going to fail his R over the wall, but somebody saved him with the last plan, but Vi is going to chase him over to the wall. And she's just going to decide to Q out, and Vex is going to hit her with the R, and the Zhonya's is going to save him. Another Zhonya comes out as they're just fighting in this little corner, and I can't decide on who actually has the upper hand as this Braum is just walking up to everybody. I think he's trying to get some setups for the Varus that they're just going to have to walk it out again.
I mean,
The
honestly...
fact that no one died there was crazy.
I mean, no one dying there is actually very good for MZRY, to be honest. It looked like they kept a lot of their, like, R's that they can, like, in flashes they can still use. Vex still has flash, Narva still has flash. And it looks like no one has flash on the side of FOOLZRY, other than Braum, who doesn't matter too much, to be honest. All the carries have no flash.
Yeah, I don't really know what they were doing, that nobody died, that everybody just kept changing targets, I guess, would be that issue. I didn't really see a clear plan of attack. No, the Varus wasn't available for the absolute one-shot of the AP carries, and Vex is going to get away with possibly her life. But she is going to have to use her flash as Aurora used her R.
And oh, it looks like Aurora's
I think
been caught.
Leona, yep, absolutely. Take this all the way to the grave, Aurora. You're going to get ignited.
And she might be out.
Ezreal. I don't think she's out. I think this volley has enough speed to get to her.
Narva might
And
try to...
Ambessa's on her way. Oh,
Narva
it's so
misses the
close. And it does look like they are going to take down the Aurora, but the Vi is right in and going to take down the volley with the Varus. And I think this is just a fight you do not want to take as MZRY anymore, as FOOLZRY just lays down the smack. And they're just going to decide to take everything they can. Yeah, this is going to have to be the game. It's 5v1. You have your mid-wave pushed in. They have essentially no turret. You have all the CC available. What's that Zhonya going to do? You come out eventually, baby. And Vi is just going to take that kill, and they're just going to win the end of the game. Yeah, that's game over. Nobody's even going to be close to being up, and to try to even stop FOOLZRY from just this absolute domination from the mid game to the end.
I mean, you see Fifth there taking a nifty path to get out there, baits the entirety of MZRY with they're wasting all of their Rs. Narva wasted R as well, and just gets out for free.
Yeah. Straight for free. Panda, what do you think of that game?
I think it was a really great job by FOOLZRY to they're down at at a certain point, and they just kind of slowed things down, started playing together and utilizing their CC, and like I said, if they don't snowball completely, Volley's going to end up falling off, and Volley did fall off. I mean, that's just the nature of the champion. He's very good early game, mid game, late mid game he starts to fall off. But they just coordinated their CC, and they protected JC very well. and that Vi was just in the right places at the right time, flying around. So I think it was a really good job by FOOLZRY to climb back and just win the game.
Nice. I completely agree. So, what would you have done differently if you were in MZRY shoes?
I mean, they had a good lead early. I think maybe they could have looked to use this Vex more on the side lanes and just kind of just bash brothers. I think with Bully Bear and tried to attack this Varus. They went for a little bit too many bot dives that didn't really go on anything. Like they went on the Braum on the one, and then they went on Varus, and Braum just came to save the day. And I think that was really the turning point.
So, Zai, do you think this was a skill diff or a champion diff?
I mean,
according to analysis.
I think it's kind of a skill diff. I mean, and just not understanding where to play to your strengths. I mean, you see, Ark had he was basically 7-1, and all it took was him getting picked on side lane 3 times in a row. That lead's almost entirely gone, and Blue side just won the game off that. All of the gold was centered around Ark, and he due to a couple of unfortunate picks on the side lane here and in that mid fight where they were looking for Aurora again. It just kind of it gave them a way out.
Yeah, just didn't play to their strengths and didn't funnel where they needed to funnel, I guess. Absolute skill diff. We are going to see FOOLZRY decide what colors they want to change the MZRY Discord to in a few days, and we hope everyone had a great stream, and we will happily see you guys in another week.
GG, guys.
GG.
Good job to FOOLZRY. Nice try by Obsidian. Peace.